sometimes memos, in most cases, memos don't need to follow academic writing styles. You don't need to follow the APA format or the MLA format, okay? You just follow the format you were taught in high school. I think that was in high school, of writing memos. In most cases, a memo will not necessarily be using times New Roman 1.12. It may use Calibri, okay? Even Calibri 11, okay? The spacing might not be double, okay? It might be 1.5 or even single spacing. They'll give you the guidelines, okay? A memo does not have a cover page. You just write there memo to fro, okay? So they'll tell you who are you sending, maybe to all employees, okay? Then from, maybe they have told you you are the new CEO of that company, right? They'll give you a scenario. So write a memo to all employees warning them against coming to work with, an official attire, okay? To, from the CEO, okay? CEO. And then you have the subject line. What is it about? Subject, an official attire, okay? Coming to work with an official attire. And then the date. I don't know which comes first. You can go and check. Either it's subject or date, either of them. But samples are online. The word memo, I usually see it bold and centered, okay? Then you just start writing. Okay, the purpose, maybe you might start with the purpose of the memo. The purpose of this memo is, just begin like the purpose of this memo is to, bring to your attention changes to guidelines, let me just say attire policy. To bring to your attention about the new attire policy, dress code, okay? The new dress code. Let me just say dress code. Okay? So the purpose of the email is to bring to attention about the new dress code policy, blah, blah, blah. So basically, the question will give you the guidelines of what you will talk about in the memo. It will explain what you need to cover, what you need to do in the memo, everything. Basically, don't worry about it. They'll tell you what the memo is all about. So sometimes in the memo, you might need to cite. If they ask you to cite, they may tell you support, because sometimes if you're telling people about the effects of a bad dress code, okay, it's good that you also show them, according to scientific findings, a bad dress code, has these effects. So sometimes in the memo, you might have to cite resources. So whenever you're citing, they'll tell you cite using APA, cite using MLA, and I've already taught you the APA, they use the author date format, okay? And then you have reference page, okay? But it's very uncommon. In a real life situation, in a memo, like in a company, they don't cite, okay? You don't see a memo that then there's a reference page in the real life. But for assignments, because this is not a real life, they're just teaching you, they might actually ask you to cite resources, okay? So whenever you're citing resources, they'll tell you which format to use. But basically, the memo might not need to follow APA guidelines. That's the very important thing. You don't need to follow the APA guidelines or the MLA guidelines when you're doing your memo. It doesn't have to be double-spaced, okay? In most cases, a memo will be a one-page thing, okay? In most cases, a memo should fit within one page. So you need to reduce the font, maybe spacing reduced to 1.0, font reduced to 11, so that whatever you feel, even if it's a 600 word, it fills within a one page. Because remember, if you publish a memo that is 2 pages and then you're pinning it on notice board, people might not see both pages, okay? So it's good when it fits in one page. Most official communication papers, like letters and memos, they need to fit in one page. So having said that, it's important that you reduce the font, okay, so that it fits within one page. But again, they'll give you the guidelines. If they want 2 pages, it's okay, just do 2 pages, because this is just an assignment situation. It's not like the real life thing. But if it's in a company, some of you are working in companies, when they want you to draft a memo, please just try to put it within a single page. Fit everything within a single page. You might have to reduce the font, but while you do that, don't go below 11, because when you go point 10, it will be too small to be legible, okay? Yes, and then maybe reduce the spacing, okay? When you reduce spacing, maybe you might even need to skip a line instead of indenting the first line of every paragraph. So that is all about memos. They'll tell you what you need to talk about, so just follow that. So what about letters? Again, letters don't follow academic writing standards, okay? In fact, most letters will use Calibri, okay? Most letters will use Calibri body, point 11, Okay, spacing will be at most 1.5. Okay, at most 1.5, not double in most cases from my experience, but in most cases itakuwa single spacing. Okay, so again, you see, we are diverting from academic writing. You don't need to have a cover page in a letter. Never have references in a letter. Like, you are putting text citation in a letter. For example, you want after kazi, okay? So you start with your address. Using the block format, everything is aligned to the left. So you will have Brian Aswani, not bold. Brian Aswani. So acha nijipatie cheo leo, si ndio? CEO Epic Aswani. Okay? Alafu PO Box maybe ni 1 2 3 40 or 00100, hiyo ndio Nairobi. Okay? Nairobi, okay? Full stop. Alafu una skip one line, unaandika mwenye tunatumia leo Aniula, si ndio? Aniula, yeye ni CEO ama tuseme yeye ni HR, si ndio? HR, tuseme tu human resource manager. Tumpatie kampuni gani? Tumpatie S Limited, okay? PO Box, okay, 134 again is wacha tumpatie 00200 kwa mfano, wacha tumweke Kisumu. Okay, yeah. So maybe you can even include, squeeze one including hadi telephone. Sawa, juu watu wengi watumii post office, ndio? So unaweka telefoni yako hapo. Telephone namba yangu iko hapo 0705, yangu si 05, yangu ni 24486767. Okay, separate with a space. So sometimes you might even have to put an email address kwa your contact information. Squeeze watu wengi wanaweka telephone. Juu nobody uses address. Sasa kuliko mtu akutumie letter kwa post office ya kunini tu akupigie, right? Akuambie acha niweke kama kina record. Yeah. So Kisumu, full stop there. And then wanakujanga na date, si ndio? Date unaweka tarehe. Si lazima uandike the word date. Sawa, unaandika tu hiyo date. Leo ndio ngapi? 20? Tuko which? 3rd. Yeah, 3rd. Tuko which month? Mwezi huu, si ndio? Mwezi huu ni February mwaka huu, si ndio? Mwaka huu, right? Alafu unaweka hapo dear sir. Hapana, huyu ni madam. Aliniambia nikimwita madam anafanya kama amezeeka. Anyway, but ni muhimu sana ukiomba kazi, jaribu kufanya research so that you are sure the person kama ni madam ama si madam. Sometimes people may take it as offense. Umeniita dear sir stroke madam. Si ufanye research ujue HR hiyo kampuni ni dem ama ni boy, alright? But search, since uko na jina yake utaandika. So saa zingine pia unapata huna jina ya mtu. You don't have the name, but you just know you want to send it to the human resource manager. Okay? So utaacha dear sir stroke madam, but ukikuwa na jina yake weka hapo. Alafu sasa ndio unaweka hapa koma, unasema reference ama una refer to what? Unaomba kazi. Okay? Job application for the position of, nataka kuwa nini? What can I do? Naomba kazi kuwa nini? Quality assurance officer. So in most cases people will underline this, okay? To underline the entire thing. Usibold na underline, choose moja. Okay? Then si utaanza tu sasa hapo kujitetea. I hereby, okay, write this letter to apply for the position of quality assurance officer, full stop. I had this position from a newspaper called Daily Nation, dated this date. Then ulisikilia hapo hiyo job. Okay? Yes, and then uchoche hapo uende nimesikia about your company a lot and I've always wanted to work with this company because it represents the values blah blah blah. First paragraph imeisha. Second paragraph utaskip a line, uanze kuandika qualifications zako. Okay? Why are you qualified? Ushai wako wapi? Okay? what are your skills academically and stuff. Third paragraph, signing out. I thank you so much for I look forward to and expect your response back, blah blah blah. Referees are available. Na pia unasema umeattach nini. Okay? What is herein attached? Umeattach CV. Maybe unatuma hii barua ya kuomba kazi alongside the CV, unafaa useme kwa hiyo cover letter ama application letter, right? Yeah. So ukianza kuweka cover page tafadhali, atuanze kuweka huko juu page numbers, unatumia double spaced. In most cases barua inafaa ishie kwa page moja. I don't know if I have an example in my PC yenye tu nilikuwa natumia kufunza. It's not a perfect one, lakini just a guidelines, ndio? So unaenda online, alafu fanya nini? Uangalie saa good samples of letters. Kuna letter for various purposes. Unaweza andika letter ya kuomba kazi, letter ya kuacha kazi, okay? Una request ku resign, resignation letters, okay? So basically ni kama hiyo, unaona? CEO academic writing tutorials, PO box ndio hiyo, Nairobi, telephone, email unawezeka mwenye unatumia, okay? PO box dated ndio hiyo February, application for the clerk position. I hereby submit my application for the clerk position. I heard about the opening via Daily Nation. So ongeza date, okay? Date hiyo gazeti ilikuwa tarehe gani? I have heard a lot about your esteemed company and it has been my dream to work for you and contribute to its mission and vision, both of which I resonate with. So unaona nimeskip a line, sijaweka ile we call kwa ident, okay? Skip a line. I've worked as a clerk for 5 years. Hapo unaweza kusema what you have done, your experience, your academic qualifications for 5 years. I also have practical experience in office management, having volunteered at ABC company as an office administrator. Besides my work experience, I will receive formal training in maybe human resource management from University of Nairobi, okay? From X University, okay? Okay, I looked at the job requirements of the position and I strongly feel I'm the guy you're looking for, right? So basically, let them know that umeangalia job requirements and then you feel that you match those job requirements. So kindly find my resume attached for more about my personal philosophy, educational background, and work experience. Feel free to contact any of the provided referees for confirmation or clarification on any of my qualities. I look forward to and welcome interviews to discuss my qualifications further. Thank you in advance. Yours sincerely, signature yako, and then your name. So this is an example of an official letter. But tuenda tu online. Kuna examples mingi. Zingine ni swafi mpaka ukiangalia unataka unapewa job straight away. Okay? So just go online and get this example. So when you are dealing with official letters, memos, you might not need to follow academic writing style. Okay? Just use the tulifunzwa tu in high school. Same as minutes. Ukiandika minutes, unajua minutes ni nini? Si madakika. Minutes ni kunukunu ama nini? Torati ama sijui. Those things you write when you're in a meeting, right? Unaandika tu using the format tulifunzwa, okay? Kama ukumbuki enda online uangalie. Reports the same. Tulifunzwa kuandika report, okay? Tulikuwa high school. So just go and do a report. Basically watakuambia what they want you to include, okay? So the process of getting the answer is the same process. They may want you to write a report on Apple company. Include the following: the company's vision, the company's strategic plan for the next 5 years, the company's past data on income statements, hivyo. So unaenda tu uandike hizo vitu umemaliza. Okay? Then the title include the word report. Okay? In the title, just include the word report. If they want you to format it according to APA, yeah, weke cover page, okay? Ya APA, eka page numbers venye zinafaa. Sometimes kwa report unaweza hitajika ku include the table of content, because the report inakuanga very long document in most cases, 10, 15 pages, 20 pages. So include the table of contents. I have a video on my channel yenye inawafunza ku create a table of contents. Rahisi sana. Si ni hivyo? Yes. Wacha nimalizie hapo for that bit, right?